What if the emotional pain you survived was never meant to weaken you, but to transform you into an emotionally powerful, spiritually mature soul? What if every heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, and silent struggle was secretly training you to rise beyond emotional chaos and step into inner mastery? Most people believe emotional power means becoming cold, detached, or unfeeling. But Paramahansa Yogananda revealed a higher truth. True emotional power means mastering your heart without losing love, compassion, or divine awareness. If you feel calmer under pressure, stronger in silence, and more in control of your inner world, this message may confirm that you are evolving into emotional greatness. Stay until the end, because the final realization may change how you see your inner strength forever. Before we begin, if you seek wisdom that strengthens your mind, heart, and soul, subscribe to Inner Divine. This channel is dedicated to emotional mastery, spiritual awakening, and divine self-empowerment. Comment below. I am becoming emotionally powerful. If this message resonates, like the video, share it with someone who needs inner strength, and help us spread divine wisdom across the world. Now, let us explore the sacred signs that emotional power is awakening within you. Sign 1. You respond instead of reacting. There was a time when emotions controlled your behavior. Anger spoke before wisdom. Pain decided your actions. Small situations triggered big reactions. But now, something has changed. You pause before speaking. You breathe before reacting. You observe before responding. Instead of letting emotions explode outward, you process them inwardly. You no longer allow temporary feelings to control permanent decisions. You realize that reacting gives away power, but responding puts you in control. This is not emotional suppression. This is emotional discipline. This shift marks the birth of inner command, self-respect, and emotional sovereignty. You begin to feel powerful, not because you overpower others, but because you govern yourself. Sign 2. You feel deeply, but you are no longer overwhelmed. Emotionally powerful people do not become numb. You still feel love deeply. You still feel pain honestly. You still feel empathy sincerely. But emotions no longer drown you. Sadness may visit, yet it does not imprison you. Anger may arise, yet it does not control you. Fear may whisper, yet it does not dominate you. You allow emotions to flow through you, like passing waves. Instead of destructive storms, you cry, but you recover faster. You feel pain, but you do not collapse under it. You experience disappointment, but you do not lose hope. This balance between sensitivity and strength is a sacred mark of emotional evolution. You learn that emotional power does not mean feeling less. It means being ruled less by what you feel. Sign 3. You stop seeking validation from others. In the past, approval felt necessary. Praise felt like oxygen. Criticism felt devastating. But now, your worth comes from within. You appreciate opinions, but you no longer depend on them. You listen to others, but you trust your inner voice more. You stop shrinking to fit expectations that betray your authenticity. You stop chasing validation and start honoring your truth. You realize true confidence is quiet. True power does not beg for recognition. And real self-worth comes from self-respect. You begin to measure yourself by your values, your growth, and your integrity, not by applause. This emotional independence is a powerful sign that your inner authority is awakening. Sign 4. You forgive without losing your self-respect. There was a time when resentment lived in your heart. Pain replayed in your mind. Old wounds refused to heal. Forgiveness felt impossible. But now, you begin to understand something deeper. You forgive, not because others deserve it, but because your peace deserves freedom. You release bitterness without reopening wounds. You let go of anger without lowering your standards. You move forward without carrying emotional chains. You do not excuse harmful behavior. You simply refuse to let it poison your heart. Forgiveness becomes self-liberation, not self-betrayal. You realize holding resentment hurts you more than it punishes others. This ability to forgive, while protecting your worth, is a divine sign of emotional maturity. Sign 5. You feel peace even when life is unstable. This is one of the deepest transformations of all. You notice that your peace no longer depends on people, situations, or outcomes. Even when life feels uncertain, your heart remains grounded. Even when things go wrong, your inner center stays calm. Even when emotions rise, your awareness stays in control. You stop giving others the power to disturb your inner world. Your happiness becomes self-generated. Your peace becomes self-maintained. Your emotional stability becomes self-owned. You realize true power is not about controlling circumstances. It is about mastering your internal state. This is emotional sovereignty. This is emotional freedom. This is emotional strength at its highest level. As your emotional power deepens, your entire life begins to transform. You become more patient, more thoughtful, more grounded, more self-aware. You stop making decisions from fear. You stop acting from insecurity. You stop choosing from emotional desperation. Instead, you decide from clarity, from wisdom, from long-term vision. You think before speaking. You reflect before reacting. You respond with intention instead of impulse. Your relationships improve because you communicate with maturity. Your mind feels calmer because it is no longer ruled by emotional chaos. People around you begin to feel your presence differently. They sense your composure. They respect your emotional stability. They feel safe in your energy, not because you dominate, but because you radiate quiet strength. This is the silent influence of emotionally powerful souls. You also notice that drama feels exhausting. Arguments no longer excite you. Conflict no longer attracts you. Chaos no longer entertains you. You crave peace over proving points, growth over ego, wisdom over emotional battles. You realize protecting your peace is more powerful than winning arguments. This detachment from emotional turbulence is a sign that your soul is rising above reaction and stepping into mastery. Yogananda taught that mastering the inner world is the greatest victory a human can achieve. And as your emotional strength grows, you begin to fear less. Fear loses control over your choices. Anxiety loses power over your mind. Doubt loses influence over your confidence. You begin to trust yourself more, trust life more, trust divine timing more. You understand that every experience, even painful ones, was shaping your evolution. Pain becomes wisdom. Disappointment becomes discipline. Struggle becomes spiritual training. You stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start realizing, "This happened to strengthen me." You begin to see that nothing in your life was wasted. Everything contributed to your emotional awakening. And the most powerful realization of all, you understand that true emotional power does not make you heartless. It makes you fearless. You do not become cold. You become conscious. You do not lose compassion. You gain clarity. You do not suppress emotions. You master them. If you feel that your reactions are calmer, your heart is stronger, your mind is clearer, and your peace is deeper than before, it may mean you are stepping into your emotionally powerful self. And this is only the beginning. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Inner Divine for more wisdom that strengthens your mind, heart, and spirit. Comment below. My emotional power is rising. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs inner strength and help awaken millions of souls worldwide. Remember, true power is not controlling others. It is mastering yourself. And your transformation has already begun.